Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSL Finals here in Toronto. It is beautiful. My name is Tempo, joined by Joe Luguitas. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Got in here last night, saw a bit of the city, and now I'm ready to see some awesome StarCraft 2 action. How are you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. You know, we just did the intros. It was really awesome. The teams came out. They had their flags they were representing. And, you know, they started with a lot of teams, but now here in StarCraft 2, which we'll be starting with, only 4 teams remain. 2 of the teams here already in the booths right now. UConn coming up. I've seen them a lot at different North American events as well. And then, of course, on the other side of things, we got Temple University.
Yeah, Temple and UConn coming out here. Both places I've kind of lived near. Grew up in Connecticut, living down by Philly now, so we've got a bit of a hometown conflict coming at you guys on my end,
Coast,
at least.
You know, East Coast going against each other right now. But I did want to give a huge thank you to some of our sponsors, Twitch.tv, of course, for obvious reasons here, broadcasting live on Twitch. They've kind of been leading basically a lot of these broadcasts. They really help out a lot too, and it's just you know, great community. Kappa, all day, every day. And then of course our other sponsor, Asus, providing all of these computers, the laptops here, and you know, just always supplying that hardware so that these games can actually get played. You know, you kind of need a computer to play the games, right? So big shout out to them.
Yeah, and the final sponsor is Band Gaming. They've been incredible.
Sam and Ken are on separate tournaments. Luck is on their side. If only there was a way for them to that's fine. It's a multi-app that allows people to come together using common interests. You can find fun games, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Epic battles with friends will share videos and
and that was Band Gaming, one of the biggest sponsors here at
give
the
it up for that ad. What's up?
Yeah, you can check them out. They're like right on that Google Play Store, that Apple App Store. And if you have a CSL team, it's a great way to kind of organize. You got a calendar, you know, you got enough work as an organizer. Let them take some stuff off your plate.
Exactly. I mean, you know about that too, being an organizer, right? So definitely. Yeah. But you know, we are going to be here. You know, on our left, well, you're right, it is going to be Temple University, right? So what do you think about Temple? You know, I know we know them quite personally.
Yeah, so Temple, I am from the Philly area, so I know those guys pretty well. When we go to those NA lands, I travel with them. Temple, I would say, is probably the favorite team here today. They've got Raze, who's been starting to post up results kind of at the pro level, making that round of 32, winning that $1,000 at DreamHack, getting top 4 at events like Storm Cup.
He actually won the previous Storm Cup.
Oh, yeah. So he's a tournament champion. And then Tesla is no joke either.
But he's quite the jokester.
He is quite the jokester. Blink Dark Templar, as you might see.
Yeah.
And then Heartbeat, who's been just like a powerful 2v2 player. And then their last player, Albert, kind of a wild card, a last-minute replacement for their longtime member, Centerwa, who unfortunately had some immigration issues.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh. All right, so I think after that, we're going to have UConn here over on our right-hand side. A lot of these guys in the lovely blue representing Rival and UConn. It's going to be really interesting to see how they can stack up. I know that you actually, you know a lot of these UConn guys.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because, you know, just in general, the Rival team, and you know, they tend to be kind of more family-oriented in a way as well. Got RookWood, it's my boy right there. Got much love for RookWood. HJax, you know, is a solid Protoss player. Recently got GM as well, and I always remember it because he did bump when I'm Grandmaster. So, you know, he has a special place in my heart, definitely, you know. And then, oh, God, the notorious Printf. Definitely a wild card there. Cannon Rush master, and he's kind of a scary guy.
Yeah, UConn is interesting because their top players, it's kind of a slice of mozzarella here. HJax is a notorious cheeser. Not like the kind of one-base cheese, but he has a lot of really powerful aggression he can throw at you. And then Printf, well, I think we'll let it speak for itself, but let's say there is no player like Printf
There really isn't.
in the history of StarCraft 2.
No, he's truly in a galaxy of his own, truly. But there are other players also. TurkeyDano, that boss. I met him out there. Haven't seen him play, but, we want to see what he's all about. He seemed like, he was fitting in with them as well, having a good time.
Yeah, TurkeyDano is a high-level player. I forget if he's in the High Masters or the GM category.
Okay.
But he definitely gives their team a bit of depth. It helps to make them more solid. I mean, a lot of teams have one or two ace players, and then it really comes down to those players that can kind of fill the holes, be flexible, and be powerful in those team games. And having a high-level player like TurkeyDano can be really helpful about that. And then RookWood as well, another player that shows up in those teams games, helps to make things happen. All these guys have worked really hard to be there. And,
Really have.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see him make it.
Yeah, me too. So, I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes down. Our first match is going to be between Printf and Tesla. So it is going to be a PvP, guys. So, give it up for them. It's going to be a PvP between Printf and Tesla, a.k.a. Robbie.
Yeah, it looks like we're just about ready to go here. So I am really excited to see how this game is going to go.
Me too. The countdown begins. Joe, it is going to be on Newkirk Precinct. So this is actually a pretty cool map for it to happen on. Starting off here, it is a two-player map. Left and right spawns like that. And a lot of interesting things can happen on this map. Not really sure how it's going to go because whenever Printf is in a game, you're going to have to watch and find out because I assume that we're going to see some forges in here. We might see some pylons with some cannons with them too, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, because spawning in the bottom left, or the bottom right, sorry, it is from UConn, Printf.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, playing for Temple. It is our red Protoss player. Give it up for Tesla. Tempo, buddy.
Yeah.
Should we tell the people about Printf for anyone that might not know what's going on?
Hey, man. Well, we're about to find out, really. I mean, whoa. This is the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my life.
Printf is building a gateway?
Interesting.
That's unusual.
It is, but on the other side of things, Tesla already trying to do a bit of a blind counter here with the forge and then the gateway. Also, the fact that he was able to wall off completely means that Printf would not be able to get into that base. So this is a big epic mind game, and I'm actually a huge fan of it, to be honest.
Yeah, so Printf, for anyone that doesn't know, cannon rushes every single game. And when you say someone cannon rushes every single game, usually you mean most games.
Yo, this
But
is like
Printf
99.9 rounded up.
I would just say it's 100% as far as I know. He told me recently the only game that he has not cannon rushed in, someone donated a large amount of money for him to adept all in. And that was it. So Printf will cannon rush. Oh, whoa.
It's actually going to be the other side, yeah. So this is like the tables have turned, right?
I got to think, though, Printf probably pretty comfortable defending cannon rushes considering he keeps a spreadsheet of how cannon rushes work.
Indeed. guys actually favor Printf, so he has to take advantage of the opening. He's not just taking this, right? He's realizing that
expecting a Stargate to already be complete.
that's the thing. Like, he doesn't know exactly what kind of tech it's going to be, or if there's even any tech at all. Now, instead of the Oracle, he's actually going to be going for the Vigor, so a little bit more of a mid-game oriented here. He's not going to try to just get the worker count even, because it already is. Little does he know that he's actually in a pretty decent economic spot, aside from the fact that he wasn't mining for a good time. So there was a period of time where he was kind of in a rough spot, but that was such a good play in order to do that. Think so far ahead that the Nexus would be done, and he won't be able to get that, so
yeah,
this could go anywhere.
I think when you're Printf and you've been in all these bizarre situations, your decision-making is probably just absolutely incredible. It does look like Tesla should now be seeing this with either the Motion Core or the Probe.
Zero Probe!
Yeah. Have to find a way to hold on until that.
Yeah, he gets the warnings out. That Mothership Core is in a lot of trouble. Drop forward, and oh my god, he's not going to be long. He loses the Mothership Core, but he's going to get another stopper. It does not look like it. So, only for a Mothership Core. I think that's actually not going to happen. Here comes a Photon Overcharge, too.
Yeah, he's giving a heal on one of those stalkers. Well, the Photon Overcharge stalkers. Void Ray is on the way. It's being kind of boosted out. He needs to survive until that comes out. He doesn't want to be bleeding off too many probes, but oh man, is Tesla's Stalker Micro absolutely on top. Void Ray does pop out here, and that should be enough with the Mothership Core and perhaps.
Yeah, so Printf lost 5 probes during that. Yeah, I don't know about the tech here, though, for Tesla. It looks like he's going to be going for Twilight. And will he use it for... Okay, he is going to go for it. So, you know, I'm kind of getting flashbacks. M-canning Printf where things kind of got out of hand. M-canning decided to go for Blink Stalkers, but Printf ended up getting too many Void Rays. Oh, he has to keep those alive. You absolutely have to have those in high numbers. Oh, man.
You cannot afford to be bleeding out. When you're going for this expensive, super technical army early in the game, you just cannot bleed out those Void Rays, and it looks like that's what's happening as Tesla continues to take a lot with these Stalkers. Focus on the try to get that
Did he try to cannon rush him again?
Stalkers, but Printf needs to just solidify here.
He really does, man. But, you know, in Tesla and Robbie Land, he's chilling out, grabbing out a few more gateways, because he will need to have them in order to start making a lot of Blink Stalkers. What you usually will get is a critical match with Blink Stalkers in order to pick off a Void Ray, blink back to weak. Oh, no, what are you doing? Oh, no, he's losing 2 of the Stalkers. They're going to go down. And that was a bit of a slip up there from Tesla. Perhaps not realizing where the Stalkers were going to go.
Oh, if he loses a second Mothership Core, that's such an expensive loss, and that means his back Stalker is going to be isolated. One more Stalker trying to run away. Tesla trying to get home, shore up his own position. But now the kind of bizarre twist of this is after having lost his main, Printf has complete map control.
Artosis Pylon. Luckily, it is only 1 gateway that he has to worry about there, but still, 1 gateway, that's about a third of his production. So, once these other ones keep finish up, about a fourth now with the 4th one. But if that pylon were to go down, it might even have gotten to a point where it's going to fly. Tesla trying to get something done with it. What are you doing here, man?
I don't know. I think Tesla is making the right calls. He's warping in Stalkers. He thinks that's the unit he's going to need. He's going to be going for TTs. This is the one game in the history of remembering where Printf does not have a forge, which actually means he's going to have no access to detection.
That's actually insane. If he doesn't make an Oracle, he wouldn't be able to, but this is a good thing, but he has to survive. Prismatic Alignment has been activated, so that's kind of a waste there. And you know what? Printf might even just go expand somewhere else. I would assume, knowing him, he would do it in the natural of Tesla just to do it.
Yeah, of course, throw that fleet beacon down. Start cranking out the carriers on 2 bases where you have your opponent's natural.
Yeah, standard play,
macro strategies.
Yeah, very solid standard macro play on NA. But here we go. A lot of Stalkers have been made. The unit's loss is definitely favoring Printf, as in he's lost 500 or so less. But can he get enough Stalkers out here, Joe? I mean, he has to be able to pick off a Void Ray, get out without losing anyone, I would say.
Yeah, Blink is a really powerful ability when you have these kind of small... Normal Stalker as it's working is really nice. Printf going to get 0 ROI on that unit. And once you're out in the open, those sentries, those forces are quite valuable. They can still pop the Guardian Shield and help to deflect some of that incoming damage. But Tesla just has absolute mobility with that blink.
Exactly. He has the flexibility. He can move around. This game is definitely not over. Neither of them have expanded, so they're both going to be on 2. And there's only 2 Void Rays here. Blink is definitely a huge upgrade here. So important to be able to utilize that.
Tesla, I think, is going to start running dry pretty soon, because you have to remember that he's been sitting on 1 base the whole game, right. Even though Printf has been stuck on a slow using the chairs as it were. So he's going to have a bit more of that minerals. I think the longer the 1 base situation goes on, the more Printf should be favored.
Well, what about this, though? There's no detection. He's going to get the DTs into the mineral line, and now there is nothing here. He can't actually deal with the DTs. There's absolutely nothing he can do.
Yeah, he decided he is going to finish up this Void Ray. So it looks like what he probably wants to do is try to keep as many of his probes alive as possible.
I think this is it. If he gets the Stargate power, there's nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing.
He needs to hug a good building position. Printf building is going to go 2 without a CC here as he tries to defend it. That's what he's kind of on to game. He always wants to do is try to blow out like the Oracle. I like this decision to Printf. It is the CSL finals. Every game counts. This is such an important decision if they want to be winning for today. So you pull every probe. Hero did it once against Jadon, so why not Printf versus
Why
Tesla?
not, right? They're basically the same, right? This is insane. This Oracle's never going to get out. It's simply never going to get out, and honestly, it's a checkmate position. Very crazy game. Kind of a game of wits, I would say. With that blink on top of it, Tesla's going to take game number 1.
Give
What
it up,
a freaking
Temple
game.
advancing, or not advancing, but putting up 1 point on the board. Yeah, really exciting for them.
Wow.
That was a lot of fun.
That's what I'm saying. You know, anytime you have a game like that, especially to kick things off, right? PvP, definitely one of those matchups that used to be kind of like, but it's got pretty fun lately with Legacy of the Void. Really, really fun matchup. And then that wasn't even a PvP, that was a PV Printf. And Robbie, aka Tesla, was able to come out on top. And that makes your team feel good. You know, you're all here together. It's not like you're just like sitting at home each on your other computers or anything. They get to kind of motivate each other and say like, good job, you know, get that. And then of course on the other side of things, it's like the comfort and saying like, okay, how are we going to come back in this one? Rally each other, if you will. So, hell of a game.
It definitely makes me sad that we'll only be able to see one of these 2 players in the next round.
I know.
Because that was spectacular. That was one of the most fun CSL games I've ever seen. I love from Tesla just kind of the state of mind to go for what he went for, bringing out that aggressive cannon rush. Like if you know you're going to be cannon rush, why not do the cannon rush and put the shoe on the other foot?
Indeed.
All right, but I think we're going to be hopping over to a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere because when we come back, I believe it's going to be Raze versus HJax in that next 1v1.
Oh, man, that is going to be good, too. So, yeah, a TVP going to be mixing things up. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back shortly.
About to hop into the second 1v1 match of Temple versus UConn. Got a TVP coming up for you guys here on Honorgrounds, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Honorgrounds is a 4-player map. It tends to be the last map in a lot of series that people play if it's a best of 7. And we got it here for game number 2, a TVP here. So what are your thoughts on this matchup? I know we were talking about Raze a little bit earlier. And the fact that Raze, has just really been raising his level, in general. The fact that he was kind of the guy that people would say, hey, you got to look out for this guy. He's really on the come up. But, yes.
Yeah, he's definitely been up and coming, and we'll see if he can add another big result to his earnings here today. Before he does that, though, he'll have to make it through HJax.
Yep.
And it sounds like we're all ready to go.
I think we are. So, yeah, we don't even have to wait. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? TVP on Honorgrounds between Raze and HJax.
Should be a lot of fun. And I love that we're doing Honorgrounds, too, because
that's what I'm saying.
It's almost like the final exam. It's CSL, and if you want to make it to those finals, you have to play on Honorgrounds here in map number 2.
Because you have a lot of comfortable classes, right? And then that one class that you just got to get through, even if it's just a C or whatever, but you got to get it. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on Honorgrounds, representing Temple University, it is the Red Terran player, Raze.
And his opponent, the blue Protoss player for UConn. Let's hear it for HJax.
So, I know HJax and Printf, I believe, are roommates, yet they have completely different playstyles.
HJax and Printf. I keep thinking Raze and Printf. I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense given the...
They have like a slightly stuff, they just keep on the all day.
Yeah.
Up first.
So HJax, I know, he can be cheesy, he can be aggressive, he can play with unorthodox styles, but it's definitely more, there's styles that include units generally, instead of buildings, which is kind of what Printf is famous for.
True, yeah, I do agree with you on that. Yeah, I know what you mean, right? Like more builds that would at least kind of materialize in the mid-game or the early/mid-game, not like literally the first 2 minutes of the game.
Right, exactly. Stargate, 8-Gate Adept, I've seen HJax use to great effect.
Yep.
And he's one of those players that I would say, when you're looking at results, when you're looking at ladder rank, MMR, all those things, HJax is, I think objectively, probably a weaker player than Raze, but he's a player that can be very lethal. And, you know, when you talk about a player being lethal, it's someone that they can just kill someone of much higher caliber than them, because their playstyle is just really based around these sharp, crisp timings. And if you maybe haven't dealt with it before, or it's just something completely new, or even just really well executed, it can kill you. It doesn't matter who's the better player in a best of one.
And in a matchup like TVP, if the Terran is not able to really stabilize, especially with an Adept, let's talk about like an Adept all-in, right? If the Terran is not in position and it starts to snowball out of control and we're not getting the damage done on the other side, it just becomes too much, especially with resonating blaze. But hey, we'll find out, because Raze can be pretty lethal too. Let's not count him out, because some of the stuff that he does, his micro as well, and just his early game to set himself up for the rest of the game. His macro is great at the same time. So some of these players, they might be able to execute a build and all, but then they start to slip when you get to 3 to 4 bases. Not Raze, man.
Yeah, one of Raze's...
boy, King Raze, they call him. King Tesla too.
One of his specialties is definitely just the constant dropping, the multitasking, just the brutal harass, and he's really, really good at pulling Protoss players, Zerg players, really anyone apart. He dances with his main army, and maybe he takes like a fight that's slightly favorable or slightly unfavorable, but then he just is everywhere in your base, and that's the sign of just a really fast, strong player.
Definitely. Well, I mean, this probe is being a little oh, he's gonna get it though! What? Sit down! That SCV just took that probe to school. He's in detention now. Poor guy though. He could have done like the mineral walk, but he just kind of went to the corner. He realized how annoying he was being, and then said, you know what, I deserve this, right?
All right, Raze's Reaper going to come in here, get a look around at what's going on. Does get that first initial scout off. Adept comes here to push it out. I don't believe any workers have fallen yet. Oh no, actually, Raze managed. Oh no, sorry, that was the probe that the SCV cleaned.
Exactly, yeah, that guy got bopped. But yeah, let's look at the tech here. Robo coming out for HJax. It looks like he's starting out to be a bit more safe. The double gateway before the third base, and then also getting the Robo out means that he's expecting a Widowmine drop, and that's exactly what Raze is doing. So it is going to be that kind of medevac coming out, and then maybe even 2 Widowmines with that, with some Marines. So the cool thing about this build, okay, he's not going to do it with the Marines. He's going to just do it with the Widowmines, and then go ahead, try to get some of those juicy probe kills. It's all about the separation, man. It can be really brutal if you don't do it right.
Yeah, 3-Gate Robo definitely gives HJax all of the tools he needs to deal with this. He'll have the units to clean up the Widowmines. He'll have the observers to be able to see him. But his reaction in the next few seconds as this attack starts to hit is going to be so, so important. He has to have the presence of mind to split up his army here. And I love what Raze is doing, sending this Reaper in. He's trying to pull HJax's attention away from what's about to happen in his natural.
Yep.
He's happy to sack the Reaper. That's absolutely on point. Probe being pulled so bad. Should only be 1 or 2 Widowmines. And there's actually Stalker supposed to kind of face down this medevac. It is going to bruise it, which is going to make any subsequent attacks quite a bit harder.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that HJax, he knew what was going on. It might have been a lot of lesser players may have been like, oh my god, Reaper, photon overcharge right off the bat. But he kept his cool. He kept an eye on his other base, and then was able to deflect it with only 3 probe kills. And if you look at the work account, it is 40 to 37. And the tech for HJax is going to be the Colossi in order to get that very solid defense in order to take his third safely. So he's playing it very safe. Like, this is like textbook TVT. even TPP with the Widowmine drop too, so.
Yeah, Raze taking some risks here, is going to poke in again, takes another volley of Stalker shots, and now I think he's probably going to be looking to back out here. Does scan that main, thinking maybe it's a bit vulnerable, but 4 photon overcharges nearly available from this Mothership core. That's going to keep everything locked down, safe and secure. And Raze actually just going to use this Widowmine to try to occupy this Watchtower. Stalker's going to
uses the medevac that had a Widowmine in it. He couldn't drop it in a bit of unfortunate news there for our Temple fan, but you know, we got to stop it, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, absolutely. But really nice opening at the end of the day here for HJax. He dealt with the early game aggression. He's setting himself up solidly to go into the mid game. The fact that he's going Colossus, I wonder if this is for some kind of like just brutal timing, because we're starting to see that gateway explosion. We see the Twilight Council. It's going to come down around the same time as those 4 gates finish up.
Yeah.
And I think what HJax might be doing, because we haven't seen any kind of notion to push out and secure a third or anything like that, I wonder if we're going to be seeing just a really brutal gateway Colossus time. As I say that, of course, it's the third.
Well, it allows you to take the third really quickly, get 2 Colossi out, and then a lot of people will take it so that they can have the Colossi go for the steady damage, and then they start to get those big burst units out. You have Blinkstalker, one of the coolest unit compositions out. Blinkstalker Disruptor. You're able to deal with Liberators, you can snipe medevacs, and then the ground army, they can't really utilize the zoning tool that the Liberator provides. So it's a very cool kind of game where they dance trying to snipe the thing before the actual Disruptor goes out.
But Kwame, HJax is large siege tank's going to see fortify this position. That's kind of a beast. Coming up here in front of this Watchtower, the 2 Colossus looking very vulnerable with just a handful of the air. HJax needs to get someone lead out in depth shape and move forward to the up what's going on. Just 2 tanks here, so he knows that he can't on the edge of that team, but he's doing his best to deal with it. This is still going to be a difficult build as Raze continues to move forward, rallying everything he has.
Oh my god, he's boosting medevacs across too. So, you know, at this point, it's just about really doing the engagement correctly. Is he going to wait for any disruptors, or is he even going to make any? He's continuing to go with Colossi, but perhaps he's going to wait for the Raze to be done, but Raze is going to be putting on the pressure. Oh my god, I don't think he's going to go for it. Uh-oh, here we go. Now the Adepts are there, so this is the 1 after that 30 years, 1 up +1. Raze has a perfect split here, but can he actually overpower the army of HJax? The Adepts are falling. And now the Colossi, I think they're alone. He's going to start targeting them down as well. 1 goes down, the second one gets targeted, a couple more. Get out pretty happy with his trade, so Raze was able to get the damage that he wanted to get done there. He sets the Colossus count to 1. And now HJax probably a little bit scared.
Yeah, I think that definitely favored Raze, as we did see him reset all those technical units. On the other side of the map, HJax is going to have that blink on the way, starting to get his disruptors out, those burst damage AoE units, as he talked about. And Raze is solidifying his third base for HJax. These guys are even in overtime. That is never a good sign.
Not for a Protoss. I mean, the thing is, HJax is not really taking that much economic damage, so I think he was a bit afraid of the attack, perhaps, but he is already saturated here on the field. It's just one of those things where you do not want to let Raze get into that position, especially with horizontal spawn, where you're literally just defending and holding on for dear life, and losing all of those expensive units. Disruptor control is going to have to be so clutch here for HJax.
Yeah, he absolutely let Kanye get into his zone here. Anyways, Raze going to be coming across with another push here, coming up from the south side position. And this one doesn't have any tanks with it, so it might be a... Oh, sorry, rather we got a drop load down in the main. Going to be targeting down that robo facility. He can trade out this fire for the robo. Wow. But quick reaction, managed to save it with his production. But an attack is going down in the third at the same time, pushing into this middle. That's how now Raze forced it.
Right into the main, and that's the thing with this map right now. HJax trying against that vertical defense of Photon Overcharge with 1-1, not going to be that good here. He might even snipe the +2 of HJax. Upgrade damage when that armory is done, but don't lose that medevac, man. Oh my god. 91 things go down there, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely brutal attack from Raze. Really just abusing the fact that even though the ground distance between these bases is very large, the air rush distance is very, very short, and he's bouncing around like a ping-pong ball, just hitting everywhere at once. HJax doing his best to hold on, but he's bleeding out economy, he's bleeding out workers. One thing he is doing a good job of, but I think a lot of Pro is splitting his armies. He's got disruptors spread around the various spaces. He's got Blink Stalkers that can move to intercept these metabacks here. But he's just going bigger and bigger, and eventually I don't know if HJax's armor will scale the split as well.
No, it's going to be tough. Losing that forge is so big, too. He had +2 on the way, so the fact that the Terran is going to have +2/+2 before the +2 of the Terran, or rather the Protoss is on, not going to be a good look, especially with Raze. He's just basically taking control of the game and saying, hey, here's wave 1, wave 2, deal with it. Eventually, it's going to be too much.
One thing that I think might help HJax deal with this Snesk attack is Raze made, I think, 8 Vikings, which is essentially just kind of dead weight in his supply here. So even though Raze has a pretty significant supply lead, 8 of those is in Vikings, and I mean, HJax is kind of
Probes and Mechanical, Joe. It's going to be the next level harass. Are you ready for it?
HJax is transitioning to Disruptors, though, and those Vikings are not going to help deal with it. This is all going to depend on how HJax controls.
Oh, pretty sick hit there. Going to get 2 of them. They are exposed. There's going to be a drop inside of the main as well of HJax, but he's keeping Raze pretty occupied. All that robotics, he's going to get out. This pylon, the full warfare is going to cancel that as well. Oh, he's going to have to try to go for that medevac. He can look forward if he wants to, but he's afraid. He wants to make sure he moves out. Then Blink on top of the medevac. Go for it. Can he get it? It does not look like it'll be the case. But here comes Raze. Go into the 4th base. I don't know about this base though. Like HJax is feeling a bit more confident. That is going down, but he's
yeah, these Liberators have really carved up the right side of the map and they seem to HJax. While all this is going on, special forces from the Raze tearing things up behind enemy lines.
Only 2 of them.
Probes are just absolutely slaughtered. 2 Marines work on the HJax knowing that he can't just dance around. He needs to make something happen. So he's going to move decisively down on the right side, try to find a weak flank here. Raze is cleaning up the field very well. He might choose to put it into the Liberator.
Yeah, I think he can actually hold this position. Start sniping those Liberators, but I think the vision is blocked by those, yeah, there we go. Start targeting down those Liberators, but this is basically his whole army. And there's another drop inside of the main. Gateway is unpowered. The Cyber Core is going to go down. He's not able to really warp in over here. He has the resources, but it's just production completely cut, I think. Oh, there goes another 2 Gateway. Oh, HJax is in a really tough spot because Raze is maxed out, trying to get some good disruptor hits. Another one will go down, so that's good for him, but that's kind of the least of his worries on this army.
If he wants to hang on here, he's going to need to, because these units are continuing to push up and press forward, which is just so tough to deal with here. HJax's army is getting smaller and smaller. I think the biggest problem with HJax's army is even when he was able to pick advantageous fights, he never managed to reset the Liberator. And that's just so many issues going on. He can't engage effectively anywhere, and he's going to have to go for this. Take probably a bad engagement. But first he has to find a way to deal with the bio, because if he's taking DPS from the sky and the ground, there is no way.
Look at the Liberator. 2 of them coming at a time. 6. Raze is going to try to take a fight, but he's hit or lift up. This is actually really good disruptor control out of HJax. Oh, the probe, yo, man. This guy's just take the up for you. Here we go. The final engagement that potentially could be the disruptors getting targeted down. They do get targeted down. And now there are like no more disruptors that have many shots left. HJax in a lot of trouble right now. His 4th base is compromised. Yo, there's only 1 disruptor on the map, and the bio is about to have +2/+3.
Yeah, even the Vikings landing technically are kind of in the back here. Pure Stalker left. GG, well played is called, and Raze takes that 2nd map for Temple.
Wow. Temple looking pretty good right now, you know. I think that game did start out pretty well. The actual, like the defense of the Widowmines was so good. He only lost a few. So, and then I think like a couple of things were pretty good. Just that Raze, too solid in the mid game. But
all right, guys. So Raze bringing it up 2-0 to Temple. We're going to go on a quick break to work on some technical issues, so this might be a bit longer than the last one. But when we come back, we're going to have cleaner audio, cleaner production, and the start of our team game segment.
Oh, yeah. So stay tuned, hold on to your seats, and we'll be right back.
That's your tone.
Fully silent interview.
All right, so it's rolling. So
It's an inside thing.
whatever, introduce yourself, the team, and let them introduce themselves to the world.
Cool. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready too. Hi, I'm Tyler. God damn it.
This is very.
Shut up, Rob.
I don't know, you're so close in my proximity. It's like.
No, you're fine right there, yeah.
I like what we did last time. We laid down in front for the picture, but like for the whole interview.
All right, we're interviewing now.
No, we gotta, I'm gonna cut this.
It's a 3-minute ordeal. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could last.
And okay, cool. Hi, I'm Tyler here with the Collegiate Star League. I'm here with Temple University StarCraft team. You guys want to introduce yourselves real quick?
I'm Robbie. I go by Tesla.
I'm Albert, I go by Shinrock.
I'm Taylor, I go by Tugboat.
I'm Jay. I go by Raze.
Cool. So you guys are going up against UConn in your very first match. How do you guys feel about that?
We're confident that we can beat them. We don't have one of our main roster players, so we had to replace him with Shinrock, but we're still pretty confident that it shouldn't be really hard. We want to focus on Montreal. I think they're the hardest.
I kind of forgot we had played a semifinal match. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the focus is on the finals then.
Yeah.
So you guys worried about Semper, Jig, any big fears?
We're worried about Semper and Jig. Those are the two matches that we're kind of focusing on at the moment. But it's not like we have a beef with Montreal. We like Montreal. They're nice. I met Jig last time I went to Montreal for DreamHack. So they're good guys, and I'm excited to play that match.
Cool. So have you guys been preparing for the match? I know you have a new addition to the roster.
Yeah, we're preparing builds. That's all.
We got some builds up our sleeve here and there. We're gonna try our hardest.
Very cool. Very cool. So how's the collegiate scene at your school? You guys get a lot of support, or?
Actually, we don't really get much support at all from Temple, at least. But it's all mostly done by us and the coordinator.
Yeah, well, in Temple's defense, we haven't really tried all that hard to get their support. I'm sure they would if we actually
Yeah, if we were
asked
an
for it.
official club, but that takes a lot of paperwork and
Members.
yes, and
Yes.
members and
sponsor, yeah.
and
I think it's like 15 members or something.
Cool. Well, it's great to have you guys here. If you guys want to give any shout outs, do any bantery talk.
Shout out to Temple. Shout out to my roommate Tyler. I'll see you next semester.
Shout out to my sister for letting me use her car to drive up here.
Shout out to these guys for letting me be their replacement player on their roster.
Okay.
I'm good. Excellent.
You're good?
Well,
All right.
that's fine. Is there anything else?
Just wrap it out, say thank you, good luck in the match, and just call it up.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. Good luck in your matches. I hope you guys do well.
Thanks, Tyler.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
Man. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the CSL. We had some tech delays.
Just a bit.
Yeah, we're back. I think it's better than ever.
Oh, yeah, getting all that stuff sorted out. And, hey, I know it's been a bit, but are you guys ready to resume our wonderful match between UConn and Temple? We're going to be going into the 2v2 match here. And I love some of these names, by the way. It's not his real name, but Le'eji Meme.
Le'eji Taylor Heartbeat, as it were.
Yep.
A man with many names.
Okay. He's like Major.
Yeah, Major.
Yeah.
Major Special. Lady Boost.
Rip. And then his partner is going to be Shinrock. And on the other side of things, it is going to be Hero, a.k.a. Mr. RookWood, and TurkeyDano. So, pretty fun. 2v2. Don't get to really watch that many 2v2s, but here in the CSL, we cover as many aspects of StarCraft as we can. And should be a fun little dynamic, I think.
And I think we just started the countdown here. Bit of banter going on in the lobby. These guys are all friends.
Yeah, I don't know if that's PG banter.
But this should be a lot of a fun match. So I think we should go. Well, first off, introduce our players.
Of course. All right, so yeah, it's a little bit Here we go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, time to get hype. Here in the top left-hand corner, it is representing Temple, King Tugboat, and Shinrock. Shin Tugboat.
And their opponents here in the top left-hand corner, or top right-hand corner, playing for UConn. It is the green Protoss player, TurkeyDano, and the teal Zerg player, RookWood.
Woo! Turkeywood. Team Turkeywood.
Turkeywood. Hey, come on, man, I've got a question.
Sure, what's up, man?
You ever cast 2v2 before?
I actually have casted 2v2 before, Joe.
It's a lot of fun.
Is it not?
It's often an utter mess, and I enjoy kind of the spreadsheet you have going into production tab on the top left-hand corner.
Yeah.
Got a lot of nonsense going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think 2v2 can be a lot of fun. It's very chaotic. But I want to go into kind of like the spirit of this.
Okay, talk to me, Joe. Let me know. Lay it on me.
So throughout the CSL, his Terran partner, Sentinel, is kind of a top
Yes.
player, but also an active player. And typically, Heartbeat would hatch for and separated with nothing to almost.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I guess he had some visa problems getting into Canada, as does happen.
Yeah.
So instead they brought Shinrock, a really nice guy, Albert. He's a photographer.
Oh, yeah, Albert.
And apparently he's a bit less active, but he was a Masters player. We were looking at his profile. I know he's beaten GMs in the past. He was telling me.
Yeah.
So I think there should be a kind of flatter team, so to speak, whereas in a 2v2 here, TurkeyDano maybe stronger than individually the type of player. Maybe the type of team you prefer.
Yeah, maybe so, right? I mean, honestly, this is their last life for UConn. They kind of have to win this game, right? They've already lost in the 2 1v1s that were before this. So it's up to RookWood and TurkeyDano in order to at least get something on the board, or else basically we're just probably going to be going to the next match. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's how a best of 5 does work here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you advance onwards to that next match.
Yeah. Well, the cool part here, though, you know, they're both setting up. I believe that the speed for RookWood was a bit later than that of Tugboat. So Tugboat was going to go for a Ling Bane. He hasn't been making any more drones, so he might actually be getting a bit more aggressive now and try to time something out with the Warp Gate research of Shinrock as these Adepts do come out. And also, yeah, I'm actually a little bit curious as to where this game is going to go because there's so many different things you can do in 2v2 now that you have a partner. You're able to really execute things that complement each other. Things that wouldn't necessarily make sense in a 1v1 scenario.
It'll be interesting to see how the entire season of the Terran.
Yes.
The air dominance isn't automatically there like it is for you don't necessarily have quite as much on the ground as you got, but Zerg and Heat often rely on
Oh boy.
Shinrock warping are making some warp gates here.
Yep.
Continue to add on to the dev time, going after those resonating. Very powerful upgrade, especially here in the early game. And there's some points
Whoa. Oh, the target fire. Yeah, he's trying to target down the Banes. If the Banes can at least get one of those group of Lings, that would be pretty good. But RookWood is holding really strong here. And if you look at Shinrock's supply, he hasn't been able to really warp in yet. These Adepts are getting pushed away by those of TurkeyDano. And then RookWood, he didn't even really have to make any Lings. He just kind of held with the Queens, didn't use a Transfuse, and now there's a Void Ray on the map. And that kind of causes a bit more problem here for the other team on Temple. Yeah. Oh my god. What happened to his probes? Something happened, right? And a bunch of probes disappeared. Yeah, that Oracle went on in and obliterated the mineral line there, and there is nothing that Shinrock has. Basically, he needs to get something done here and then push for the win. This might get canceled. Nexus goes down, but that's really not that big of a deal.
No, absolutely not. I mean, when you're on one base and your opponent is on one base with no workers, the income tends to be higher for the single.
Yeah, that's how math works, apparently. Yeah.
It looks like right now we have a total of
Now there's 4.
Okay, so that pro count is now increasing by orders of magnitude here.
It's insane. Yeah,
Low numbers, you can really tweak them.
Yeah.
It's unimpressive, you can double.
Like, it literally doubled his probe count. And I think they're going to get pushed into this zone where they have to either do damage, because if they sit back, then the combined force of RookWood and Dano is just going to be too much. I just don't believe there's going to be any way for them to do anything about it. So here we go. Oracle's even coming around to try to deal with some of these lings. They're just going to fly on over. Nope. Oh my god, they're gonna do it. Let's go. GG. Feeling good. Looking at them over there. They're giving them the fist bumps to each other. And yeah, that's really good for UConn, right? Like being able to go put one on the board. And you know what? It kind of works out for them how, you know, there had to be a replacement too. And it's like, all right, well, good. We're going to be able to take advantage of that fully. We've been practicing. Boom, they just go right into it. And then now they get to go into the Archon mode match.
Yeah, Archon mode, going to be one of those matches. And I think Temple, you know, they're a strong team. Tesla going to be playing. But I think Printf, I was told that Printf, you know, wasn't super happy about that loss. I think he's going to be out for blood.
Oh, yeah.
His revenge.
I agree. You know, that boy Printf, yeah, we were actually out there, you know, getting a little bit of food while we did have that downtime. But the fact that they're able to get to this point to even play, right? Because if it ended there, then it's like we don't even get to show everything, right? And then if we get to the ace match, it's going to be maybe a rematch, depending on who comes out. I do believe it might be... Who was their ace, by the way? Raze for Temple?
So the way the ace works here in CSL is the ace isn't actually known.
Oh, okay.
You actually get to choose. But
So they'll be able to just pick.
Historically speaking, Raze has been the ace. Tesla would not be eligible because he's going to be playing in this Archon match.
Okay.
You can either play in a 1v1 and an ace,
Or-
a team match or an ace,
Or that one.
that's it. You can only play 2 games here in the CSL.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So, all right, we're just going to be making this lobby here.
Yeah. So it will be that Archon mode. So for those that don't know what Archon mode is, we're going to be watching what looks to be a 1v1 game, but the 2 players that are going to be controlling the same set of units and the same bases and whatnot. So they kind of have to divvy up the work or tasks and whatnot in order to figure out if they combined efforts are going to help each other or be to each other's detriment. So it can get pretty interesting. If you've practiced it, you can do things that you wouldn't be able to do alone. But hey, if they've practiced, I think you were saying that the Archon mode, is it going to be, do you know, for Temple,
So
since
typically,
there's a
historically,
replacement?
Temple has played Archon mode with Tesla and Center One. So
Exactly.
Center One's going to be replacing Center One. That means, like you were talking about, there's not necessarily that teamwork, that foundational kind of
Yeah.
skill going in. There's not necessarily going to be the same fluidity.
Exactly. Yeah, so that could be UConn's chance to scoop another one up. And if we go to that ace match,
Yeah, it could be a very, very powerful kind of advantage here for UConn. If they hit the DS match, it would probably be HJax going up for them. Just
True.
based on the fact that Printf is going to be in this Archon.
okay, that makes a lot of sense. No, that's when you get that boy RookWood out, man, you know, because...
You get RookWood out, you got an ace Raze. And HJax, I mean, he looked okay against Raze. It's still going to be an uphill battle either way. But if they didn't want to make it there to even have that chance, they have to deal with this Archon match.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Paladino Terminal, so I believe we're kind of just doing a tour day maps right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a... Oh, I see what you were saying there. Yeah, I'm trying to get a...
Oh, no.
so we can get this game.
I just meant because, you know, we started out on Newkirk. Second, we had Honorgrounds, and then we just got off of the 2v2 map. And then now we're going to be going to Paladino. And I kind of forget what the ace match is, but you know, when we get there, we'll find out. I'll keep it a surprise. Everybody likes surprises, right? Right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get everyone into this game.
Okay. So, yeah, it's been pretty great. Obviously, some of those technical difficulties, it is what it is, but I'm glad that we are back at it again. Is everybody out there having a good time? What's going on out there? And everybody that came to the stream as well, sticking through it all. You know, events are pretty tough to run. It's definitely one of those things where, look at us, we're in a movie theater right now, and we're being able to watch esports in it. I think that's kind of cool, but can only imagine how crazy it must be to actually wire everything up so that this is even possible. So big ups to production out there. You know, give production a good old hand for saving the day, making it happen. So yeah, we're going to be doing this Archon mode, just a little bit way to set it up, and then figuring out who the second UConn player is going to be.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out. I believe the second UConn player is... I'm just looking for one of them to tell me. So Printf, I know, is one of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I believe that's what it's going to be. It does look like we have Tesla here, Printf, TurkeyDano. That's going to be the team. So Printf and TurkeyDano, it's going to be pretty sick. And then Tesla and who I assume would be Shinrock, yeah.
Yeah, we're just looking for Shinrock right now. Once we get him into this game, we're going to be good to go. Paladino Terminal's fun, man.
It really is, yeah.
Especially with Archon mode, like, I can see a lot of interesting possibilities being up here.
Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, Rob... Yeah, I guess Rob and Shinrock both play Protoss. Printf and Turkey both play Protoss too, do they not?
Yeah, so I was talking to Raze, and he was saying they present Printf and TurkeyDano,
Random?
produces an interesting channel.
I know, I forget. Is it Dano or Dano? I've been going back and forth.
If we could get an admin to see if Shinrock's having trouble joining this game, I'm
Oh.
to invite him for like 5 minutes.
He looks focused, man.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be tech errors. You know, sometimes you know how those lobbies get bugged.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like you click accept and then you get...
It doesn't even show sometimes.
Yeah, it gets ugly.
Well, either way, there he goes, he's in it. Shinrock with the lobby entrance. We should commentate the lobby process right now. You know, it's looking pretty cool. Printf, Turkey, Rob, aka Tesla, and Shinrock, and then of course I don't even know who's on the actual observing right now, but
that would be Duran.
it is Duran still.
Duran Ziris, yeah, Ziris. So shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, CEO of CSL, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
One of those.
Give us a little pep talk before we got up in here.
Yeah, definitely got the blood moving this
Yeah.
week. We had a little staff got together and got ready to go.
Put our hands in the middle. We're like, go team, like girl power. It's great.
Guys, everyone's staying ready. Our countdown has started. We are about to get into the game. Once again,
Yep. They do, yeah. And they have a really solid potential A's. You know what I mean? We saw Raze basically, even Tesla if they decided to. Hell, they could throw out Shinrock if they really wanted to, right? Oh, no, they cannot. They're playing here.
But anyways, we have spawned in here in the top left-hand corner. Playing for Temple, we have our red Protoss Archon. Give it up for Tesla and Shinrock.
What? All right, and in the bottom right-hand corner, representing UConn, give it up for our blue Protoss Archon, Printf. Printf.
Sounds like the king of like a 1500s dynasty.
It does, right? The Printf dynasty. Hey, man, let's just start teaching that in history class now, because we are making history today. It is the 10th CSL, $100,000 on the line across all of the games. I believe, what is it, 5,000 for first place, though? So it's 8,000 total. Oh, yeah, you need that. Obviously not, no. You gotta go to Costco, get that membership. It's worth it in the long run. I promise you that. So here we are, guys. It is Paladino Terminal, and PvP once again, and it's kind of cool because we do have the 2 Protoss players that played against each other, Tesla and Printf. But it is going to be the Archon mode, so they have a little bit of assistance here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these players are utilized. I think that Tesla typically is very comfortable controlling the
Exactly. People do that in Terran too, right? Like they'll say, "Hey, take these drops and go have a blast," you know, and you're just boosting all over the place. Like, this one is yours. Yeah, exactly. So here we are, though, setting up basically the same kind of build, double stalker from both players, no cannons. Yeah.
They're playing Protoss. Don't really know what to expect. Like, how are Printf skills going to be utilized here in an Archon match?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of tough, I would say, especially because someone who would play the same style, or rather the same openings over and over again against someone who kind of likes to thrive in chaos is going to be, I would say, favoring the guy who practices that a lot, you know? So let's see if that's going to be the case, or if they have some kind of cool build to pull out. So here in the middle, though, we got a little bit of a scuffle between the 2 stalkers. Who's going to have the better micro? Mama. Oh, but they decided to... Oh, it was a trap. Nice trap there. Going to be able to have a 3rd stalker pop out. And a 4th one as well. So sometimes micro can be good here with Archon mode, but sometimes it can be bad. Because, you know, one person will grab one stalker, other player will grab the same stalker, and they're kind of battling there. But looking like they're pretty solid so far. Wow, 1 for 1. Yeah. If he loses that stalker, though, it immediately becomes a kind of seesaw here where they just are able to... Oh, he's going to pick it off with that, but he might lose this one. No, absolutely not. But yeah. Exactly. I believe Warp Gate is done for both players, so they will have that warping capability. Now, it is going to be Robo versus Stargate. The Twilight did end up going down here for Team Tesla and Shin, like say Temple, we'll just call them. As on the other side, it's actually going to be Phoenix. I thought it was going to be Oracle, but with the amount of stalkers they've been making, perhaps they felt like the anti-air was going to be a little bit too much. So one Phoenix is hanging out. It's like maybe one is going to control the stalker and then the other player might control the Phoenixes, but they have to be very, very communicative. They have to make sure that the lift is going to be in time to pick off the other army units. So. Yep. I think it's cool and a great way to split up the control. So here comes Printf and Turk going to be able to go ahead, grab a probe here, grab another one. But when Blink is done, it's going to be a little bit better to defend because they're going to be able to go all over the place. Mobility is increased, and then, hey, they could even get aggressive. Imagine. Like they're playing it really clean right now, and if they use all of their energy to pick up the workers, then they're not going to have enough energy to like pick up, say, the sentry or even extra immortals that might be there too. They won't be able to do that, so they actually have to balance how many workers they kill and how many they want to save for the actual engagement. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, with these Stalkers just able to pick off any Phoenix that might be targeting their homies, you know, it's like, yeah, you don't, oh my god, the force field, and he blinks into the main, hits the pylon, and oh my god, there's nothing he can do about it. He's trying to pick up the Stalkers, but they can just get picked off, and what a move. The sentry's on the low ground. Whoa, he loses one Stalker. Almost, no, he gets left alone. What is going on here? A little bit of some chaos right now, but it does look like Tesla and Shinrock, it felt like it was actually pretty good, but I mean, if you look at the actual supply, they didn't lose that much army value. It was basically the pylon and then kind of just moment of panic.
Yeah, it almost feels like...
Yeah. Yep. And their army value. Well, without any immortals, that means that... Oh my god, that force field! Okay, luckily, though, he did have the blink off cooldown. Nice snipe on that Phoenix. Gonna go down as well. Now, with the Void Rays here, I think that they could push the issue if they wanted, but without having blink, maybe he feels like they're not that far ahead. But they could definitely do something here, especially with no immortals being made, and then a lot of the tech was invested into. So we have Robo Bay. Perhaps it's for disruptors. Going to blink stock the disruptor. I think, yeah, he was trying to use Blink in order to just keep him at bay, keeping Printf as well as TurkeyDano at bay. Oh no, the pro! He didn't see it coming, Joe! Yeah, they need to recognize what kind of position they're in before these disruptors come out. And I was talking to Printf actually, oh, no. Oh, what happened? I think the pathing is messed up there and he's going to lose a few of those Stalkers. Now, I was talking to Printf before and he was saying like, all I needed to do was be a bit more aggressive and I would have won that game. That should be lingering in his mind right now, knowing when you have a good position. And while the control is not really that great coming out of Temple University right now, but the disruptors are going to be coming out. The pathing. Uh-oh, no blink to get them out of this one, Joe. It was a whiff. Yeah, it's going to be up to these Void Rays to really swing the battle. Looking at upgrades, it doesn't look like either of them have invested into any just yet. Oh, no, we have +1 air for the Void Rays and then +1 on the ground here for Temple. So UConn going that air route, looking like they want to make those Void Rays super powerful. And a second Stargate coming out as well as a fleet beacon. We might see carriers, we might see a mothership. I don't know, Cap. Here they go. The blink is aggressive. Void Rays didn't really have a lot of time to shoot there, but they kind of did a move position. And this may be too many Stalkers. With the ground upgrades, those Void Rays get picked out of the sky, but they're still doing a lot of economic damage. Printf, UConn might actually be able to get a favorable trade here with the reinforcement of the Stalkers. Oh, I don't think there's enough Stalkers here. Joe, all of the probes went down. 10 of them are down. No. Yeah. Yes. That economy was so big. They're down 48 to 64 workers right now. And with an air transition, it is going to be carriers. So, yeah, disruptors are not really going to be able to do too much there. You know, you're going to be able to shoot and hit what? Maybe just some probes. But that was pretty good to equalize. And then, even though they kind of just traded out their army, the value of the economy here for Printf and UConn just miles ahead of that of their opponents here. So. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not at all. So, and they're very expensive units. Like, you look at them and you're like, yeah, I guess they might be kind of, but no, they're about as expensive as a Colossus, and 3 probes go down from that disruptor shot. Now, we have to kind of like take a step back and realize what's going on here. It is going to be 4 base to 4 base, or 3 to 4 base at the moment. Dark Templars are going to be on the way here for Temple, and without any observers, I don't think they're going to be able to. Is Printf going to fall again to not having any detection? That would be a really unfortunate situation for UConn. Okay. Army. Yep. Yeah. Oh, there's no blink on those stalkers. They're going to get taken out, but the carriers have revealed themselves. And that's a lot of interceptors that have been shot out. Disruptors not as useful as they would like to be. And I think now Temple is realizing exactly what's going on, especially with the addition of these starters. That's insane. You really can. And there's DTs in the natural as well. DTs in the natural of UConn. Carriers are doing their best, getting targeted down, but it's still hard to fight interceptors. Even they have stalkers on the ground. Perhaps he can snipe as many as he can. Takes out one of the disruptors. One carrier with a dream. He's trying his best, and he goes down. And the supply is so close. Oh no, Joe. Yep. Wow, Temple is able to really come back here. Oh, they don't have high ground vision, trying to get those carriers, and double disruptors onto the probes. A huge explosion. 22 probes have gone down in the past 30 seconds or so. And can 2 carriers really do it? Not against +2 stalkers, I don't think so. They've exposed themselves a little bit too much. And with that carrier, the dancing, oh, Tesla and Shinrock.
Happy they wanted to come to Montreal, they wanted to go to the finals, they were there last year, and now they have made it.
They did it. Yeah, what a game too. That was actually a really cool game, really back and forth. Had no idea really. I almost assumed that UConn was going to have it in the bag there, and what happened was during that engagement, the natural got picked off and like 12 probes went down in the back. So even though they were kind of trading back and forth, that one blow was a little bit too much. So that was good. Definitely shout out to UConn though.
Yeah,
you know.
thank you for them for coming out, doing well. I mean, making it to the top 4 of the CSL is
Already.
no joke.
Yeah.
We've got some of the best players in North America here.
Yep.
Guys like Semper,
Yep.
Raze, Printf, the best cannon rusher maybe.
Probably in the world, even better than Haas. I put him above there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, one last time, we're going to take a quick break after this and jump over to Waterloo versus University of Montreal. But give it up for Temple for making it to the grand final.
There you go. Well played. Palomino Terminal.